Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. We are the Crafty Lumberjacks. I'm Dennis.
I'm Andrew.
We are coming to you live from Astoria, Queens, New York, the most diverse area in the world.
We love it here, and we love that we get to spend our afternoon with you. We love doing these classes. It's really nice to connect. So if you have any questions, please don't feel free to ask. While we're starting, let us know where you're coming from.
Yes, today we are going to be making this adorable felt scissor caddy. I think it's the cutest thing, whether you're crafting on the go or if you just have a precious, precious pair of scissors that you like to protect. Also, we're going to be featuring Fiskars' new.
Oh, look,
he's fixing his shirt.
Featuring and fixing. Yes, we're featuring Fiskars' new line. They have this beautiful lilac line. I mean, look at these scissors. They're so cute. We're also featuring the lilac loop rotary cutter and these folding scissors too. They're also lilac. I love that. Scissors has all of these new collections coming out. Did I say Fiskars?
You said Scissors has.
Oh, I said Scissors. Fiskars has all these new lines coming out with different colored handles and stuff like that, which if you're a crafter that likes to collect scissors like we do, it's perfect for you. They're going to be coming out throughout the year, and we're going to show you a sneak peek of some others that are coming out a little bit later, which I think this is really exciting. I think we've been saying for years, especially if you like to take pictures of your crafts or if you like to create your own content, having different colored pairs of scissors is a really great way to tie everything in. Plus, I just like to coordinate things for the season. So, I mean, this is perfect for the spring.
And of course, we have our crafty helper here. This is little Teddy Kruger. He'll be joining us today.
And by joining us, we mean sitting on things and making it more difficult for us on our end, but he'll be looking adorable.
Yes, we have Houston in the house, Northampton, Massachusetts.
Ah.
Virginia, hello, beautiful kitty. He is the most beautiful kitty. We are also doing an epic giveaway with a lot of these products that you just saw. Thanks to Fiskars. Also, thank you for Michaels for having us.
Yes.
If you missed anything on this class today, it will be posted on their YouTube channel in about 24 to 48 hours. You could also revisit our blog post on craftylumberjacks.com. We go over the full tutorials there as well.
Yes, you can always reach out and ask questions to us as well. But just so you know, the giveaway is only for people who are in the class right now. That's all of you watching right now. For the giveaway, we are giving away the 2 pairs of lilac scissors, also the loop rotary cutter, a cutting mat, and an acrylic ruler. So you could do everything for this project with the bundle that you're getting.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So let's get into it.
Okay. Let's see. Excuse me, Teddy.
All right.
Okay, so let's first get our little area set. Now, I'm going to start by making a template. What we're going to be doing is basically we're going to be cutting out 3 triangles for this. I'm going to take this off. I didn't glue this. There's a little behind the scenes. We're going to be cutting out 3 triangles, and these are going to be isosceles triangles. So it's going to be equal on 2 sides. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to start with a template. And I like to put my scissors right here because I want the triangle to be bigger than the scissors, not too wide, but also not too narrow. I found that, oh, I do need a pen. Excuse me. I found that 5 inches worked really well, just because that gave enough room on the sides. So the way I like to do this is by taking my pen and marking out the 5 inches and then finding the halfway point, which is 2.5. And then I'm going to take my ruler. I could even be really precise and kind of measure up here, but I'm not going to. And then I'm going to draw the line from the center point going up.
This is a total throwback. I feel like I remember doing this in
and
like middle school.
Yes, absolutely. I did have to refresh my memory about what an isosceles triangle was. And
middle school was a long time.
It sure was. And I like doing this on the Fiskars mat because it does have that grid, so I can line up my ruler here and here. And I could use the acrylic ruler. I'm just using this one because I have it in arm's reach. So I'm measuring the middle point, and then I'm going to take the outer points and bring them into the middle.
This is also a great way if you want to make like little felt pennants. Which we were kind of doing for a while.
I love a felt pennant.
And this is kind of how we always started. You know, sometimes we would use our cutting machine, but sometimes we would cut them from scratch.
There's just something about doing it by hand, which I just think is wonderful. I think that's pretty good. So then I'm going to take my rotary cutter, excuse me, and this is the loop rotary cutter. It has the loop here, which makes it really easy to handle. And of course, they have the safety guard here, and all you have to do is push out and it clips in. So when you don't want that out anymore, when you want to retract it, all you have to do is push it. And you do that. I think this is great if you have arthritis. I know a lot of our crafters have arthritis and they still want to craft. I think this is such a great tool because it makes it really easy to do. So I'm going to take my acrylic ruler.
Now, typically, you know, we recommend using these for fabric only, but we are going to use it for paper because it works just as well. And we aren't those type of crazy people that we designate certain, well,
I don't know.
We're a little crazy about stuff like that. But today we are letting things fly.
I don't know. Let us know in a comment. Are you a purist when it comes to your tools? Like if you have a pair of fabric scissors, do you use them on paper? Or are you like, absolutely not? Now, a trick is I'm standing right now. I think the more pressure you put onto the acrylic ruler as you're cutting, the better, just so it doesn't slide. With paper, it has a tendency to slide, so you just want to be careful. And then you want to cut.
Yeah, and really use the ruler as a guide there.
Absolutely. And then I'm just going to do the other one. And I'm just really pushing down and pressing against the acrylic ruler as well. And there you have it. Not too bad at all.
I also have to say, you know, we've been sharing these tools and this project on our Instagram, and people have been going crazy. Everybody has been saying, where did you get that?
Yes.
How can I get this? When can I get it? Well, now you can. They're available at Michaels or Michaels.com. So cute. These are the Ultra Lilac. And again, they have the matching scissors. And we're actually going to be showing the whole Explore collection. I think you kind of talked a little bit about that.
Excuse me, Teddy. Teddy's on the stuff.
Oh my gosh, I love this little boy so much.
Okay, so the triangles are in 3 different colors. And you can choose whatever colors. You know, Michaels has such a wide variety of different felt colors. We literally stood in the felt aisle.
Yes, pairing,
you know,
pairing. That was another thing we did on our Instagram too. We did like a little poll.
Yes, we're like, what should we do? Okay, so I like to line it up to a straight edge.
Poor Teddy just wants to.
I know. And I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna take
him to lay down.
Sure.
Here, baby. Want to lay here?
And then I'm gonna take the acrylic ruler. And you know, you really want to take your time on just getting it nice and even. You know, I have to say it's not my strong point to line things up equally. Dennis was like, really, you're gonna cut this out?
Typically, this would be my job.
But Dennis is doing the sewing today.
You know, Matata.
Yes.
Let it go. All the Disney references.
Okay, now I'm going to press firmly down and go again with the rotary cutter. And the great thing is, you know, I feel like I always push so hard with the rotary cutter, and you really don't have to. This is so nice and sharp. It really cuts very well without having to put a lot of pressure on it. That is the great thing about the Fiskars blades. They are very, very sharp. They do the job, so you don't have to really put in so much work.
Yeah, and they've made it so easy that you can actually replace the blades if you need to. It just pops right off. And they sell replacement parts.
Okay, and then
but you know, we've never actually had to do that.
Oops, see, look, I didn't go against the edge, and I can see that here. That is fine. All I'm gonna do is go again. There you go.
Very nice, very nice.
You know, and if you don't have a rotary cutter, you could cut this by hand, but if you do cut a lot of things that are straight edge with fabric and stuff, I would really recommend investing in a rotary cutter. They are not expensive, and they really, really do a great job.
Yeah, they give you a nice, clean, crisp edge, you know?
Okay, so now I'm just going to repeat this 2 more times. Bear with me, everybody. And I love the acrylic ruler too, because you can really line things up.
Yeah.
Where did I put that? Oh, right here. And you can see through it. Oh.
Very nice.
I'm going to turn it this time. I was trying to do some over the arm type thing last time. Let's see.
Look, I laid this piece of felt here for Teddy, so he didn't feel left out.
That's love.
And he, you know, as soon as you present Teddy a little square or something, he knows it's for him. You can lay down.
Real?
Gosh, the looks I'm getting from this cat.
Okay. So again, pushing down with a lot of pressure.
You mean pressure on the ruler, right?
Yes, pushing down with a lot of pressure on the ruler, just so it doesn't slide. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Do these line up pretty well? Oh, I'd say they do. Not too bad. Okay, and then our last piece is going to be this blue. I'm going to do the same thing. I know this is thrilling for everyone right now, isn't it?
Well, it's part of it.
Absolutely.
You know, and actually we've been talking a lot about crafting and kind of like the sense memory that comes back. You know, it's so funny because whenever we think about crafting, a lot of people are worried about the end product.
Yeah,
and lately, Andrew and I have been talking about kind of the process and just kind of enjoying the steps of making and kind of living in that moment. And it's so funny, you know, until 2 years ago when we recognized that about crafting in our journey as the Crafty Lumberjacks, we were like, you know, we can really go back and look at all of our projects from the last 12 years, and we can remember
little things.
Yeah, little things, whether it was going to the store to buy the craft materials, whether it was the argument we had about how it should be done, whether it was about where we were, who we were with, when we were filming it. All of these memories come flooding back just when we look at one of our projects. So lately we've just been all about like, enjoy the process, enjoy the making part, enjoy the creating part, the, you know, the process, because that is kind of really it, you know?
And take your time with it as well. Like, it doesn't need to be rushed. It's like, find a place where you feel like you're going to have a good time doing it. I feel like this could be seen as a tedious project to some people, but you know, if you put on some good music and you just allow yourself to relax and not put a lot of pressure, the outcome is going to be a lot better than if you're worried the whole time.
Terry Bay said, looks like I need to head to Michael's. I love that cutter. It's really great. And I love this color.
All right, so these are the 3 triangles. They look pretty good. I must say, I'm patting myself on the back.
That was quick. You said it was
Thank you.
Forever. That was fine.
All right, so we're going to keep one triangle as it is. This is going to be our bottom. I'm going to just show you our base triangle. And then this is where you can get really creative. I'm going to cut out these 2 pieces just in any direction. You just want it to be like tall, middle, short, if that makes sense.
It's very like 80s.
I definitely think it is definitely 80s. I love
like
that.
A little off the shoulder.
Yes, a little asymmetrical.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I'm going to cut it, I don't know, probably like that. What do you think, Dennis? Does that look good?
Mm-hmm.
Go. And then I want to put this one on top and just see, or sorry, I want to put this other one on top and just make sure that I'm going to cut it shorter. So I think I'm going to cut it right around here. I can line it up with my grid.
Yes, and Tiffany just shared the link for the Fiskars Ultra Lilac Scissors on Fiskars.com. And also that will be part of the giveaway at the end of the class today.
You know, I think this project too is just a really great project if you want to make it for yourself, or if you have a crafter in your life that you love and you want to do something that's handmade and something that they're going to actually use. I think that people get worried about crafting for a crafter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, well, they don't need another craft if they're crafting, but this is a great way to create something that they can actually use.
Yes, unrelated. My birthday is on Saturday, and my friend got me a gift card to see a psychic. Okay, I cannot wait.
That was so unrelated.
I
have
know.
no understanding.
Well, because you were saying a gift for a crafter. I'm like, I'm a crafter. So pretty soon I'll be able to get a look into the future crafts that I'll be making.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Dennis, I think I'm
color
getting
blocking vibes from this combo. Patrick Nagel.
I'm getting some vibes that now it's your turn.
Yes, I want to show these little scissors because they're so cute. Tiffany, I'm blanking on the name of this, but look at this. They fold.
I love a pair of scissors that is so teeny. I just love them so much. This is so great if you have, we have like a little craft bag that we have our essentials in, that we like, you know, if we're on the go, we just throw our stuff in. So having like a teeny pair of scissors, Teddy's biting Dennis.
Teddy's not happy about the spots.
I mean, you could throw these into your backpack, into your purse. I just love them.
Those are our folding scissors. TSA approved also. So.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. TSA approved, so you can bring them on with your carry-on and have no issues.
If you're doing a little cross stitch or some crafting on the plane.
Yes, which who doesn't want to do some crafting on a plane?
Or you could use them for regular things as well.
Yes, well, of course.
I was gonna say, you could bring these and you could like trim your beard. At least that's what we would do.
Yeah,
or you could, you know, it's always good to have a pair of scissors with you.
All right, so now I'm going to be showing you a basic blanket stitch. If you don't really know how to do it, this is a great little stitch because not only is it aesthetically pleasing, it gives it a nice little added detail.
Yeah.
That kind of just helps finish the project. I'm using embroidery floss here. And rather than using all of the embroidery floss, I'm going to pull off about 2 or 3 threads. Sometimes when working with the embroidery floss, the longer you go, the more tangled it gets. Mm-hmm. So you might have to work in smaller sections or take your time separating the thread.
Yes. Now I have to say the blanket stitch looks more complicated than it is. I'm not a sewer at all. I cannot even sew a button. I will be honest. But Dennis taught me the blanket stitch and it's actually very easy to do. It's so repetitive and it's actually really simple. So if you're not a sewer like me, I think it's great to give it a shot. I will say Dennis was like, do I thread on camera or should I not? You know, it's always like one of those.
Well, especially when working with embroidery floss because it is kind of very temperamental.
Yeah, and you don't want to start off with a tangle.
You know, and I got to tell you, I've been doing acupuncture. So I'm all like, rainbows and sunshine, everything is fine. So I'm like, I'll get through this. I can do this.
I can do difficult things, and this isn't even difficult.
The meditation, the acupuncture, it works, people. And now the psychic, my life is good. And, you know, actually, they call this the blanket stitch because this, back in the day, was used to stitch blankets.
Really?
Yeah, like they would use this to sew blankets together.
Oh.
And actually, it's a very, what would you call, secure stitch as well. And it's a good, like, basic beginner stitch.
I love that. Yes, I can see that it's like tangling, so not pulling it.
I'm just gonna kind of.
Yeah, but kind of taking your time with it, even if it tangles a little, is easier than kind of like pulling it apart so quickly. And that actually looks pretty good.
Who all knows this old holiday throwback? Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. It was on shirts, it was on tote bags, it was on wrapping paper, it was everywhere.
Sewing is my kryptonite. I hope I can do this, Terry. I think you can.
Yes, you can, Terry.
This. And you know, if you're feeling a little anxious at first, try it on a little scrap piece of felt. That's what Dennis was doing today.
I was practicing my blanket stitch, and I can show you over here.
He took a piece of felt, he folded it.
I just folded it, and I just kind of.
So if you're feeling a little anxious, instead of starting it with this project, like try a little piece and then get the hang of it first. What is the cloth material? I caught the first part of that question. This is acrylic felt. They sell it at Michael's in sheets. I think they're under $1 for each sheet, and they are wonderful. You can use them for so many different projects. They really are so colorful, and they add a texture to projects that I really love. So you're tying a knot, is that correct?
I can't with you right now. Yes, I'm tying a knot. This will be our first stitch that goes through, and I'm going to cut off the excess there just because I want it nice and close to the knot there. All right, and now here we go. Basic beginner blanket stitch. Okay, I'm going to remove this first layered piece, and I'm going to start with these two pieces. So I'm just going to line it up.
Are those okay?
Yeah, this is a little, I'm just going to give this a little clean up. All right, so you want to line up the best you can, and we're going to start by going in the top left-hand corner here. And rather than going through the front, I'm going to go through the middle, kind of right behind where the purple piece meets the gray. This way, it will hide the knot. Just a little. And now I'm going to go back through that same stitch. And I'm just going to add a little knot there just so that it kind of has a nice, sturdy, secure starting point. So just once I'm in through the same area that it went in, I'm just going to pull it through the loop there. So that's our first, that made a knot, and now that's our first little starting point. So now to do the blanket stitch, really the most important thing here is doing your best to keep everything lined up. And how can we get this so you can really see this? Is this maybe on the blue here?
Okay.
Does that look better?
I think that looks pretty good. If you're having a hard time seeing this, please let us know.
So you want to kind of go as even as you can. I'm going to go about 1/8 of an inch down and 1/8 of an inch across, and I'm going to come through the back. Again, trying to keep it as even as possible. Pull the thread through the front, and before it goes all the way through, there's going to be a little loop there. You see that little loop?
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle and we're going to go through the loop through the front and pull it through. And that is your first blanket stitch.
Now, if you're feeling like you didn't get it, don't worry, because we're going to do it about 1,000,000 times again.
Yep. So, and then repeat. Go through the back about the same distance, same length. Do your best. You pull it through till you have a loop. Now I was doing like a lot of different research. There's a lot of different ways that people do the blanket stitch. This is how I know how to do it. I find this to be the easiest way. So you have your little loop there before you pull it tight. Pop your needle through the loop and just pull. I mean, you can see we're already getting a really nice, gosh, can you see it?
Yeah.
Little stitch. So keep going.
So about 1/8 through the back.
Yep, and do your best, to keep it as even as possible. Ours are not always even by any means, but really it's very forgiving stitch. It really just adds a fun little whimsy detail to all of your projects that you do this with.
Yeah, I was going to say, using a cutting machine is great. We love ours. Having a sewing machine is wonderful. We have one, but there's something about having it handmade. Those little imperfections, I just think add so much character, and knowing that you spent the time on it, doing it by hand, I don't know. To me, it just elevates the craft. It does not need to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for, what are we looking for?
Crafty time.
Crafty time. And I do feel like once you get the hang of it, it does go by pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like you do make a lot of headway pretty easily.
How's everybody doing? You getting this?
So through the back, then through the loop.
And I think also you can kind of do it your own way. Like if you wanted to kind of, rather than putting it through the front, like I've been doing it, you can do it through the back. It might just move the stitch a little forward.
I guess that's something you could play with like a nice scrap piece as well.
Yeah, to get like the, which way do I do this that gets like the best result for
Yes.
me, you know? So what I said, I'm gonna go through the back now. And we're just gonna keep on going down until we get
ready for
to
our next
our,
piece.
yeah, and then we're just gonna add it to and just kind of keep on doing the same thing.
So I guess I would say like you want to kind of keep on checking to make sure you don't go past with your front piece, right?
Yes. But we got a long way.
Well, I was going to say, do you want to continue with that, and I can cut out this little embellishment, and then we can come back to you?
Okay, yeah.
Because I do feel like once we get to the blue, it's a little easier to see than the purple.
I see, yeah.
Don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Dennis is going to continue to work, and I'm going to set up this little camera right here, and I'm going to cut out this pair of scissors. Let's see. Just because we thought it would be really, really cute if we had a little embellishment, almost that like was similar to these scissors. And of course we went with the lilac because, hello. And let's see. And here we have our two little blades. So again, Michaels has so many different colors of felt. We thought, why not kind of work in the same color combo, but switch it up a little bit. So this is a different shade of gray. I love that. And I love this because a lot of these were just scraps that we had lying around. So you can really use those scraps.
Can I just show? I'm already to my blue here.
Oh, great.
So, you know, same thing. We're just going to kind of add our little layer there. Make sure it's as straight as possible to the bottom. If you want to, you can pin it. I don't feel like you need to do that. But of course you can if you're a perfectionist. And we're just going to do the same thing that we've been doing, but just now with the additional piece.
Do you find it harder to sew through 3 pieces?
No.
Okay.
It's the same.
So you want to explain it again? So you're going...
Sure. Go through the back. Again, trying to keep it as even as possible. Pulling it through, waiting till the end so you get a little loop. If you pull too much, you can just pull it out. And then you could either go through the front or the back. It doesn't matter, whichever look you want. And you just keep going. You do want to be careful to not get too close to the edge.
Oh, because that would kind of split the fabric. Is that why?
Yeah, or just like, yeah, it could rip out. But I think because it's so secure, it's pretty much fine. And you just keep going.
It's probably one of those things too, as you go, you get a little more used to the kind of how far you need to go with the stitch. You get the hang of it as you go.
And now we did this like for a lot of, we used to make Teddy cat toys. And we would do this stitch on all his little cat toys, fill them with catnip. And he loved it. We did like a felt little ghost.
Yes, that's so cute.
What else did we use the blanket stitch for? Do you remember? Oh, we did like a little pillow, our mountain pillows.
Oh, yeah. It's looking good.
So cute. So it's a little uneven, you see, because I'm rushing, but
again, I don't mind the unevenness.
no, and of course we went with the orange thread for OG Fiskars.
Yes, of course. And I also just love orange and purple and this blue together. I just think it kind of adds, again, like a 90s effect.
Okay,
so
off the top of my head, I can't say why I report someone when I'm just out and about. I wish I had a pair of scissors in my handbag, not to cut price tags off. I swear those folding scissors would be great to have on me at all times. Yes. Needed to know how to start the blanket stitch. This has been great. Thank you. If you know how to sew, you can just do a single stitch. Absolutely. We just think the blanket stitch adds a really fun, you know, just gives it a little extra, what is the word? Yeah.
Detail.
Interest.
All right, so I'm going to start cutting out my little teeny scissors here. Now, it's really as easy as just cutting out really simple shapes. I will say, here's a nice tip. If you feel like, I don't know how to do this, I'm not really sure if this is going to look good, keep it really simple. And the trick is use a lot of different colors. Like using these 2 different colors of gray really kind of just gives it a little pop. So if your lines aren't straight, or if you're, if it's looking a little wonky, having these different colors will trick the eye into looking at those details instead of the edges. So I cut out one blade and, I want them to be the same size. So why not lay it over and cut out the other? Now my trick for cutting out round edges is to take your scissors, and instead of turning the scissors and your hand themselves, is turning the felt or the fabric instead, and just focusing on cutting using your scissor hand to like close the blade. This helps just really give you a nice edge. And the thing I love about felt too is that if it doesn't look good on your first cut, it's easy to continue to just get a new piece, or to just kind of work on it, shave it down. You can really, I don't know how close you can see, but you can really almost like shave off like millimeters at a time. I love that. And you can feel the fabric while you cut it, so you kind of know what you're cutting. Now I'm not feeling this end, so I'm going to try to trim it. And then I'll do it from the other side. And let's see. Do these go together well? I think they do. I think that looks pretty cute. So now I'm going to do the handles. Now, of course, you could do any color handle, but as I said, we wanted to go with the lilac theme. I think when you're cutting a new piece of felt, cut it down. Cut it down if you're cutting something small. Cutting something small out of a big piece of paper or felt or fabric is really tricky. It's hard to maneuver all that. So if you can, just cut a piece off and then go from there. I also think you end up wasting less material doing that. I could be wrong. I think that's just a personal opinion. Now, so for these, I started out with, well, I looked at the scissors really, and I thought, okay, it's kind of like one big oval and another smaller oval. Oh, this one's almost a little more like a circle, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I don't need it to be perfect. I'm very far from the cat.
Okay.
Dennis is like, careful from the cat. He's over here. He's having a good time. So if you're not great at cutting by hand, print something online, some free clip art, and then trace it on. If you're working with felt, instead of tracing it on with a pen or a marker, you could use some chalk. That way it doesn't stain your felt, or just flip it over if you have pen marks.
Yeah, for the bottom here, I'm just gonna kind of continue around the edge, sorry, the point, the best I can. If you want to, you can kind of clip it to give it like a straight edge, but I think it will be fine to just kind of go over and continue. And then of course, if you run out of thread, you just have to kind of start all over, tie it off and start all over.
Want to show this part?
No, because let's see how it goes.
You know, I do think it's like the point is going to be like the trickiest part, right?
Yeah,
Just
and
to
I
get it,
think
like,
on my first one, I kind of started a new thread at the point.
Oh, okay.
But I still went around. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
It's not really lined up, but I can just kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Did you hear that, everybody?
That's your fault,
It's
Andrew.
my fault. That's
But I'm
okay.
gonna give it a little, just like a little, yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, this looks like such like a pizza slice. I'm getting like.
Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. Why would you say that?
I don't know. I just came.
All we've had is pizza and bagels.
Hey, when you live in New York, can you eat anything?
That's true. That's all we got, people. And then I'm just gonna kind of continue. You know, again, just kind of trying my best to keep all of the pieces lined up, which I think they're doing pretty good.
It's doing pretty good too. And I would assume that like if it doesn't line up, it can pucker a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Like it doesn't need to lay 100% flat.
I actually don't even mind it kind of seeing the layers there kind of pop through. It's
nice. See, my cutting ability was on.
Yes.
I love salt bagels. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh, yes.
Okay, Tedster. Well, he's gonna sit there, so I guess I'll cut over here. Okay, so here I am cutting my handles. So I'm gonna start with kind of one bigger oval piece. Again, I'm turning the felt, not the scissors. And then I'm just gonna clean up these edges like this. And there we have one. And let me cut out the other before I cut out the center pieces. Let me see. Should I cut it with these? I love these little dogs. So this next one is going to be, oh gosh, these cut just great. A little shorter, a little rounder. Again, I really don't want this to be perfect. I want it to look handmade.
We see a lot of familiar faces in the class today. Thank you for being here again.
Oh, thank you.
And some of our former winners. I think sometimes people are like, feel they enter, they don't win, but someone actually does always win.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna look for the old one we did because it's the same size, and just make sure this fits. I want to make sure. So if you're doing this, just make sure that it's fitting on there. Do you think that's too big? I think it's a little big. I'm going to cut it down before cutting the circles.
We also, like we said, we do this every month. We have a fun craft class coming up in June, on June 22nd.
Yes, we are making these rainbow coasters. We will show them in just a minute when both our hands aren't busy. Okay, so I cut this down. Now, to cut the circle, you could do it a couple ways. I like to fold it and then give it a little snip. That way you can get your scissors right in, just like this. So I put the bottom blade in the hole, and then I'm going to carefully cut around. Really take my time with this. Do little teeny chops with the blade, meaning like I'm opening and closing it like small. Still turning my fabric, my felt. I will say this is always much easier to do when not on camera, but actually that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna clean this area up, just like I said last time. You could really just shave it off because the Fiskars scissors are so sharp. You see that? It's like I'm almost like giving it a little haircut. Oh, sorry, I'm not really in the frame. Do you see, like I'm literally trimming it. Do you see these little fluffs on the blade? I'm just trimming it down. And you can even take your finger and manipulate the felt a little bit.
Terry said, just noticed a scissor handles form a heart.
Oh, I love that when other people see things that you didn't even notice. I think that is so great. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one. So again, I'm folding the felt. I'm giving it a little snip in the middle. And then I'm putting the bottom blade into the hole. And I'm going to cut around. Does anyone else, when they're like focusing, have their tongue out?
Oh my God.
Because that's me. I'm like, it like helps a little, I think. I assume, because I've been doing it for 30, 40 years. Oh, that looks pretty good. I like that. Look at that. I mean, that looks so cute. I bite my lip when focusing. Yes. Just don't bite it off. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not even paying attention. I don't even know. Okay, so we have our two blades, our two pieces of the handles that form a heart, which I love. And that's it. I mean, how cute is that? Can you see that? I know it's like gray on gray, but Dennis is
And
coming in.
We are still kind of doing our
You
blanket
know, you say
stitch.
we're still doing it, but I can't believe you've probably been doing this for
Man,
about
I
like
got
20
those
something
numbers
minutes.
'cause I'm rushing.
Oh,
That's okay.
that's all right.
I'm just gonna go back through.
I was gonna say you've been doing it for about 20 minutes or so, and you're almost done. And I feel like you were even faster when we were like watching TV, because you weren't like putting any pressure on it. You were.
I know. Well, I was trying to show off, you know. It's like, look, I'm done.
I know. I actually think you finished that before I finished like cutting out the scissors.
It always helps, like when you're working, to have a little friendly competition. You know?
Absolutely. Can I come on the other side of you? maybe?
Sure.
Just want to make sure people can see this from all angles.
I did have to switch threads because I ran out of thread. So I just tied it off and then I started the same way that we did in the other one. But this one, I had it pre-threaded, so I only had 2 embroidery threads.
Oh, so you might see a difference. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
but I
getting
don't
at?
think you can tell.
I don't see a difference.
No.
I think it's looking great.
So cute. And I also thought, we didn't add it, but I thought it'd be really cute to add on like a little loop.
Oh,
So if you have like an extra little piece,
that would
and
be
you could just
cute.
do like, either you can glue it, or you
I
can
think
do,
a little stitch would be so cute.
yeah, a little, like, I was thinking like an X, you know, like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
X, and then you can hang it.
I mean, I know Mother's Day is just a few days away, but I do think like if you have a couple, you know, if you have a free weekend, this is such a great gift for Mother's Day.
Or even, we like to say, like, you can even just kind of prep some of these materials and then present it as like a craft afternoon. And you can all craft together and you can kind of have a little memory and then a keepsake from the hang.
I love that, because then, you know, it's about the experience and you get something in the end. And I do think a lot of times people want to craft, but the preparation just feels daunting. So when you come with instructions, with the materials, with the prep work done, I mean, that's so great. This would be a great, just like a, you know, have the gang come over and craft together.
Yes.
I love that. I was going to say, it's also Teacher Appreciation Week. So this is a great one for a teacher in your life. You know, every week should be Teacher Appreciation Week. So you don't
Every day.
Yeah. Well, you know, so I know tomorrow's Friday, so you don't have to like have it ready for tomorrow. It could be done for the end of the year. It could be done anytime. It's looking great.
Yeah, I'm getting a little sloppy as I go on.
Yeah,
it's
all
okay.
right. That's all right.
Still looks very cute, even though I'm rushing.
Okay, I'm going to switch over. I'm going to start
to.
Okay.
Here.
So I'm going to glue these together, and what we're using for the glue is this felt and foam glue. It works pretty well. I think any fabric glue, you know, even a glue gun, if you have it, would work okay. I would say if you're using a glue gun, really just try not to use a lot so it doesn't spill. No one wants that, you know, overflow of glue. I'm going to do this on the blue felt just so you see it a little more, but I'm just going to add a little dab of this. And, you know, as I'm doing this, I'm realizing we haven't used this glue in months. So that's a little glazed over. Let's see. Uh-oh, you have a needle over there? Oh, yeah.
Do I have a needle over here?
So for this, you could just poke it.
This guy's hilarious.
I know.
Okay. That's right. I like it. I buy my lip when focusing. Yes, yes.
So I'm just putting a little dot and just adding this and pressing it down.
And then for the final stitch here, I'm just going to go in and just kind of do it a few times, tie it off in a little knot and do my best to hide the knot. If you want to, you can bring it around the back and just do a little knot on the back. This got messed up here. That's the truth behind crafting, but you know, this is only for us. Yeah.
You know what?
And then you could just tie it off.
If you weren't on camera, you'd probably go back and fix that, but even so, it doesn't bother. Right. Okay, so wait, show how you tie it up. Oh, okay. So you just do the knot and you tuck it in. Okay, so then.
Yeah, or you can just have it on the back, I said.
Oh, on the back, yeah. All right, so I'm going to add a little more. And I'm just going to put it like this. And you really just want to press with this glue. You just want to press it down. It takes about, I don't know, 10 minutes to really tack. So just try not to move it too much. I guess I'm going to add a little bit of glue now that I have it in the position I want. I have the glue. I'm just going to add it here just so it isn't floppy. You know, I think of like our niece and nephew. They love to sew. They love to do stuff like this. This is such a great craft for younger kids. I mean, our niece and nephew are what, like 9 and 11?
Oh gosh, they're getting so old.
So old. I know. All right, so I have my 2 pieces.
Oh my gosh, we have someone holding it up. Let's see it, Dee. Oh my gosh, adorable. So cute.
Dee, I cannot believe you made that in this amount of time.
Our little crafters.
Dee, that's incredible. I am really impressed. I did not actually think anyone was crafting along with us.
Yeah, there's a handful.
Oh my gosh. As a non-sewer, I am so... Okay, now I'm just going to glue these to the actual...
Anytime you have a craft of ours or something you want to show us, please send it to us, DM us, tag us. We are Crafty Lumberjacks on across social media. Also use the hashtag Fiskars, hashtag Make It With Michaels. This way we get to see what you're making. And a lot of times, like, we are inspired by what we see of yours.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people are like, where do you get your inspiration from? And it's like from everybody, from our neighborhood, from other crafters, from other creators, from, you know, our cat. We are inspired by so much around us.
You know, too, some people be like, well, I'm not a crafter. And then they'll like come up with an idea that I would never think of, or see something that I would never think of, like being like, oh, the handles are a heart. It's like, that's an element I never would even like have noticed on my own. So even if you don't think you're a crafter, even if you are a crafter, getting inspired by others, it's just wonderful.
And also, like, you can lean into that. Like, you can, if you, once you are like, oh, these handles like a heart, you can really lean into the heart aspect
and just
really
make it a heart.
Yes.
Yes, that would be so adorable. There we go. So, you know, if I was really doing this for real, like I wouldn't touch this probably for a good half hour, or maybe I would press it, put a book on it. Why not? Dennis is still about this little loop.
Like a little cute.
Oh,
little,
that's so cute.
Adorable.
I love that.
We can glue that on if you want.
You want to glue it? I'll glue it. So if you were going to glue this, I would probably glue it on both sides. Why not?
Oh, Dee said, I chose Halloween colors for the both of you. Thank you. This is great. Now I know how to blanket stitch. Yes.
Dee, I love that. I love that you chose Halloween colors. God, I'm so excited for Halloween.
It's going to be here before we know it.
I know, which is not exciting because...
Actually, you know, we craft a lot of times ahead of the holidays, and we're actually already getting emails about Halloween content.
Oh my God.
We're like, oh my gosh, please. It's too much. It's too much.
Look how great this is. Where are the little scissors? Okay, so we have our retractable folding scissors. You can put it right in here. Oh, that's so cute. And then you have the lilac scissors. Look at that. Perfect. I love it.
It's a scissor palooza.
Scissor palooza.
These are our projects for our upcoming class in June. June 22nd, we're making these beautiful braided coasters. We're also going to be featuring the Fiskars tag maker.
I want to just say for this one, this is a great one if you want to craft along with us. Very simple to make. We're going to show you lots of tips and tricks. You really don't need that many materials. You need yarn, glue, cork. You could even use felt instead of cork, but we like the cork. This is a really great project. So fun. This is a great one to do with kids as well.
And let's show some of these Fiskars Explore collection. These scissors are awesome.
I want to put the lilac in.
Well,
there we go. So
I can take them off, but
okay.
So these are all out this year. Tiffany can kind of clarify if we're kind of saying anything wrong, but you know, they just came out with this Explore collection, and it's all based on kind of nature and the outdoors. Really pretty. This is the Morph scissor. I'm obsessed.
I just like love this collection so much. Again, if you have a crafter in your life, I feel like you can never have too many pairs of scissors, and just to have these beautiful pairs. I mean, this is like this beautiful pearl finish.
Blue expanse.
I love it. And then this one is shimmery. It's like glitter.
I mean,
hello.
So
Excuse
cute.
me. And then of course the lilac,
lilac.
which is just so beautiful. Oh, excuse me.
Let's see here. All right. So today we are giving away the lilac. Little Teddy is ready for a nap.
So we're giving away the lilac with the other lilac scissors.
With the loop rotary cutter. A Fiskars 12x12 cutting mat. And an acrylic ruler.
Yes, which I don't know where it is, but that's okay.
Yes. And typically we ask these questions. We're going to ask a trivia question.
Yes, actually,
If you want, you can bring the
other
camera back to the
us.
front.
Let's see.
Hey!
Oh my gosh. Hello.
Oh gosh, the years have not been kind.
Please.
So, and we ask you to send us your answer either through email, craftylumberjacks@gmail.com, or find it on our Instagram. You can slide into our DMs, Crafty Lumberjacks, TikTok, wherever.
And if you've been here before, you know that the answer does not matter. It really doesn't matter if you get it right or you get it wrong, and it's always just a Google search away, so you don't have to know this off the top of your head.
Yes, and again, this giveaway is only offered for the people joining us today in this class right now, not if you're watching this video in the future.
Yes.
And if you missed anything, you could go back to our blog post. You can go back to Michael's YouTube channel. This will be posted if you want to review the blanket stitch or anything like that. And
okay, the question. So we are loving the lilac scissors, but as you know, the original scissors,
Which
the
I have
handles,
right here.
oh great, are the classic iconic orange. Now, did you know that the orange scissors were actually made by accident? So when Fiskars was creating the scissors, they were doing a test run, and they used the plastic that they were using for the product that they were making at the time. The question is, what was the product they were making at the time when they made the orange handled scissors? Does that make sense?
yeah, we got one head shake. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that does.
Okay,
Okay.
yes, they get it.
Great. And even if you just write and say like, I was confused with the question, we'll still enter you in the giveaway. We just want you to engage and know that you were here,
Yes, thank you all so much for joining and participating. We can't wait to see your final projects. And for crafting, oh wait, we got one holding up. Let me see.
Oh my gosh.
Who's that?
Is there a way to highlight these?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
They look so great.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Look at that
adorable.
color combo. I love
So
that.
cute.
Giving me some 90s.
Yes, this was our
vibes.
last winter last time.
Yes.
Right, or one time. Very cute. Oh my gosh, love it. Love those colors.
I'm obsessed
All
with
those
that
earth
salmon
vibes.
color. I love that.
Awesome
Beautiful.
job. Beautiful.
Oh wait, we have one more. D's.
The Halloween.
Yes, let me see.
Oh, the button.
button
Cute.
like
That was really cute.
That would be so cute. Buttons. We should have thought of that.
Yes.
See, inspiring us. I love it.
Adorable. Thank you everybody for joining. Have a great weekend, and we hope to see you at our next class, June 22nd.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.